I think that they're going to be very similar to what they've been in the past. I thought they had a really good game against Victory the other night. They play great football. They move the ball very quickly, and then they wait for the right opening to penetrate. And so, they don't give you much time on the ball because they like to press as soon as they lose the ball. So I expect a tough game because they're a good side. They've got good players. Yeah, it's always a positive when you see some of their better players not playing. But it's the same with every team. We've got a couple of our players out too, and that's what squads are there for. And we believe that we've got enough depth, and I'm sure Mike Mulvey will feel the same. I'm not sure who will come in for those players and exactly who's out. We haven't really focused too much on that yet. Harry will train today again. He trained the other day, and we'll see how he pulls up. We won't risk it if there's a slight risk because we want to make sure that when he gets back, he stays back. And so I think it's more of a 50-50 at the moment. Still got a couple of days to make that decision. I'll make the decision tomorrow morning to see how he pulls up after today's training, and then we can go from there. If he's not right to travel, then we won't even take him. No, none at all. He will definitely play next week unless something else happens, but you can never say in football what's going to happen tomorrow. But he's looking fit, he's looking sharp, and he just adds so much to the team, not only when he plays, but when he trains. And the other day when he trained, the intensity was great, and then the players really, they relish when Harry's out there. And if he makes the trip, he'll be a definite starter. Just Harry's presence on the pitch, even if he can't run around like the others, he makes a big difference. And that's the same with a lot of the big players in this league: Del Piero, Ono, Broish. They don't have the same physical capacity as a lot of the other players, but because they're such good players and so smart, and they can bring so much to your team, you can have them out there. Come round 26 when we're not in the finals, then I'll start to get desperate. But look, we have to look at the positives, and the positives are that we're a hard team to beat, and we will grow because we've got a lot of new players that come in, so it will take time for them to get used to. This Michael Miffs' first game, and what I'll say is, look at Western Sydney last year. They hadn't scored a goal, until round 4. I think they only had 1 point by that time, and then they went up in Brisbane and beat them. So, we know that there's still improving to do, but we know we're not far off because Melbourne Victory and the Mariners were two of the best teams in the league. And I thought that we played well in both games. Yeah, tough to break down, but then we'll end up building on our play because we know that we have to play better when we've got the ball, and we didn't do well last week at all. So we know that there's improving in that, and we've been working on that because we want to be a team that not only tough to beat, but that's going to play good football and create a lot of chances and score a lot of goals. So. If you can get both of those sides together, like the Mariners did last year, then you'll be competing at the end of the season. No, Patrick will be playing. Patrick actually, disappointed, and so he should be that he was left out of the first few games. But I have to hand it to him. He trained really well. And he's ready for this opportunity. So I'm sure that he will do well for us on Sunday. I think so. I think if you look at the average age now of the coaches in the league, it's quite young, and so you see that the coaches are getting better, and the A-League's getting better in general. So, and then now Ange getting the top job just shows we have to see how he does, and hopefully he does well because we all want the Socceroos to do well. So, there's been a lot of negatives about the Socceroos, but I think that football in this country is improving.
Look, there's no better way to go to Brisbane, one of the best teams in the competition, and try and make amends. Well, the Brisbane media have given me a call, so I think they're trying to pump it up a little bit. Don't think it'll be too much of a fiery match, to be honest. I have a lot of respect for the boys, and they got a lot of respect for me, and it's just another game at the end of the day. So going to really enjoy the experience. It's the first time I played against my old team, so yeah, we'll see how we go. Oh, look, everything that he's mentioned in the meetings, it's exactly what Brisbane's all about. Everyone knows how they play. They've been so consistent for the last 2-3 years, and it's no secret how they play, so we're going to be prepared for them for sure. I'm not too sure. I think you know, a lot of the boys really thinking about that record, to be honest, that away record, and that's something that we've got to stamp out very quickly. And you know, this week gives us another opportunity to do that. You know, it all comes down to the boys being positive and believing in themselves. That's all it comes down to. And you know, the new boys that have come in, like myself and a few others, we're the ones that have to drive that. So it's a tough task, there's no doubt about that, but I'm sure we'll get a win soon. Not a distraction. I think it was just, you know, the first away game had to be a real tough one to Perth. You know, probably the longest flight in the competition, and you know, it was probably a difficult one to start up with. So look, Brisbane, a bit closer, and there's no better way to make amends this week. That is definitely a massive positive for us, for sure, and I think that's what we'll take into the game, that they're not at full strength. And look, we have a few injuries ourselves, but definitely not as much as them. So that is a massive positive for us, and we're going to use that for sure. Well, just looking at the first 3 games, it didn't look too good last week, and you know, the first 2 games were at home, we're completely different sides, so it must play a part, and we've got to stamp that out as quick as possible. I think you just got to set an example. It's difficult when the majority of the squad have a particular mentality about the game, especially in away games, so it's going to come down to certain individuals stepping up. You know, Robbie, the captain, will be one starting it from the back. It will be myself from the midfield, and you know, you got Mifsud up front, who's got a lot of experience as well. So if we can get, you know, a lot of those boys stepping up, and you never know, maybe Harry can jump in as well. I'm sure that's going to lead us to a victory away from home. Yeah, I saw that too. I got a little bit excited, but you just don't know. Not too sure. He's the only one that will really know that, so we'll just have to wait and see.